Hello, good day. This is Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show. This is episode 60, October 31st. Got a great show for you today. I don't know if you could see this, but I've got my Donald Trump socks on. Oh, these are really great. I love them. Oh, I love them. My friends ask me, do you have your Trump socks on? Oh, I love it. I had a really fun time today. I had one friend and she just cannot stand Donald Trump. She cannot stand him. And I wanted to show her this video today. I've got a good friend who worked in Pittsburgh and actually was a resident there at the hospital that Donald Trump and Melania and Ivanka and Jared Kushner visited. And after the synagogue massacre shooting in Pittsburgh. And this is just a great little video. And you got the Secret Service walking by. And these people are back quite far away from the hallway. And you can see about 10 yards away, Donald goes by with Melania. And this group of looks like residents, they said, "Hey, we love you, Mr. President. We love you." Well, Donald stopped and figured out where those voices were coming from, walked right over to them, shook their hands. He thanked them. He started talking to them, asking them what they did. It was just awesome. It was just so cool. And it was great. And Melania shook their hands, and as they're leaving, one of them said, "I love you, Ivanka." So anyhow, I was just showing Donald just loves people. And so I was showing this one of my friends, and she hates him. It's just such ad hominem attacks. She says he's a misogynist. I asked him, what makes you say that? And he goes, "Oh, the way he grabbing women and things like this." And then I go, "Was Bill Clinton a misogynist?" "Oh yeah, he's the number one misogynist." I mean, she hates him too. And then she calls Donald a racist, and I was asking her, why is he a racist? And she had no real answer. But such attacks. I really like to stay focused on the issues. And this visit to Pittsburgh just illustrates from a friend of mine's friend just how kind Donald can be with people. I'm glad he went out there. There were protests there. People were really making it political. And I think Donald was trying his best also to not make it political, to go out there and show, he's the leader of our country. He's the head of state. He represents all of us. He's really the only person who can speak for all of us. And then my friends who don't like him say, "Well, he doesn't speak for me." And I'm like, "Well, yes, he does. You're an American. He speaks for you. You might not like him. You lost the election. But he speaks for all of us. Yes, you might not always agree with him, but he does speak for all of us, and he does represent the country." So anyhow, they just don't like the way Donald fights back. He's a fighter, and I love it. I'm really grateful that we have a president who's really fighting for what's really important and just won't lay down. And so in the show, I'm gonna bring up a few examples of that. Number one thing here with the Pittsburgh massacre, he immediately talked about the death penalty and brought that up. I love it. We're not talking about banning guns, okay? I mean, it's so dumb. Doesn't do anything. And I've actually got a story that I'll jump to right now, is that a customer in McDonald's in Alabama, there was someone shooting up the McDonald's store, and this customer, and his son were there and shot and killed the guy. They were both injured. The customer who shot and killed him, concealed carry, and his two sons. One of his sons was injured. But let's see, did they kill the guy? Yeah, and they killed this masked gunman. Okay, once again, concealed carry people. Now you don't. This was reported in Time, but you just don't hear these stories. But these stories happened all the time. I love the Second Amendment, and I think the more good people who have guns, the better, so we can defend ourselves. And I know some people are afraid of guns, but I think it's such an incredible right that we have, and many crimes can be averted you know, especially, you know, like this synagogue attack. I mean, this is so rare. I do want to point out this is practically a never event in America. This is commonplace in a lot of other countries, not common here in the United States. We have never been safer. These terrorists or types of attacks are extremely rare. We're very fortunate. The fake pipe bomb guy, that crazy guy, that male stripper guy, once again, this stuff is extremely rare. It doesn't mean I don't believe in the death penalty, because I do. I think it's really a deterrent. I really do. And the reason why I say that is these people fight so hard not to get the death penalty. They will trade away all kinds of things. I was thinking about, I saw the movie Gosnell, that abortionist, that doctor who was killing all those babies, live birth babies, killed them. And he did a plea deal where he would not get the death penalty. So even he was afraid of being put to death. So it is a deterrent for some people. I like it. I support it. I totally support it for very different reasons. I want to bring up what Donald's talking about, and this is so rich. This is so great. He's talking about birthright citizenship. And he's saying that, so the 14th Amendment was part of the Reconstruction, and right after the Civil War, and these former slaves in the South were not being recognized as citizens. So the North kind of had to force this down their throats. The southern states had to approve of this amendment so they could have representation. 14th Amendment says if you're born in this country, you automatically become a citizen. But there are some stipulations, like if you're an ambassador to a different country, then you're here as an ambassador from a foreign country, and you have a child, that child doesn't automatically become a citizen in the United States. So there are different things, the different qualifications. And many people have thought, and Donald brought this up during the campaign, he called them anchor babies. And so there has been a debate, and there was a huge debate when the 14th Amendment actually went through. And apparently it's like one of the most litigated amendments, and it gives people these civil rights. Okay, so anyhow, I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand all of that. But I think Donald is so smart, especially with this horde of people coming up from the South and trying to break into our country illegally after they just broke into Mexico illegally. This is a very good point. I remember when I was living down in southern New Mexico, a lot of these women from Mexico would enter illegally, come into our hospital, which was close to the border, have their babies just so they could be citizens of the United States. There was just a whole flood of these pregnant ladies coming in. So this has really been abused, and I just really think that Donald is very smart to bring up this fact. Donald feels like he can just make an executive order that illegal aliens, if they have children in this country, they do not automatically become citizens of the United States. And so, of course, some judge, just like the travel ban, will oppose that. And then some say this will just go up to the Supremes and they'll decide. Congress could decide also, Donald is saying, but who knows? That's unlikely. The GOP is so squishy on immigration, that'll probably never happen. But I think that Donald is very right about this. Okay, this is so fascinating. Of course, the left goes crazy on this. I had a friend at work who confronted me on this. Oh, yes. But guess what? This is awesome. Harry Reid in 1993. Okay, before he was Senate Majority Leader, he gives this huge impassioned thing and says, if making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough, how about offering a reward for being an illegal immigrant? No sane country would do that, right? Guess again, if you break our laws by entering this country without permission and give birth to a child, we reward the child with U.S. citizenship and guarantee all full access to all public and social services this society provides. Harry Reid, Democrat, former Democrat senator from Nevada, a member of my church too, sadly to say. So anyhow, so this has been, both sides of the aisle have discussed this through the years. Of course, if Donald brings it up, the left will just go, it'll be 11 out of 10 response, and they'll call him a racist, like my friend today was calling Donald a racist. Oh, he's a racist just because he does not support illegal aliens. I have to mention Tucker Carlson. I don't know if you guys have seen these PragerU videos on YouTube. They are so good. They're about 7 to 8 minutes long, and they are unbelievably good. Just incredibly educational and trusted source. Tucker Carlson has one, and it's entitled Illegal Immigration. It's about power. He sums up that we have approximately, it's a guess, 20 million illegal aliens in this country right now. And all of those children of these illegal aliens are automatically United States citizens. So now Tucker mentions that the Democrats used to be against illegal immigration. Obama was against it. He talked about building better fences. HRC has been against this. Bill Clinton was against this. These Democrats were against this. Illegal immigration. Obama sent troops down to the border. W sent troops down to the border. But so why the Democrats now no longer, they are not against illegal immigration, at least not openly. They're not, because there are 20 million illegal immigrants in the United States. And guess when they vote, now some are voting illegally. We have documentation of that. We have evidence that some are voting illegally, especially a lot in California. Now, those people, the Democrats want to make all of those illegal aliens citizens of the United States. Therefore, they can vote. And guess what? This group of these Latinos who are here illegally almost always they're leaning Democrat, heavily lean Democrat, that first generation of these illegal aliens. Heavily lean Democrat. So imagine that, 20 million votes for the Democrat Party. This is why they support these illegal aliens and they want to make them citizens. This is why. This will give them incredible power. So they don't criticize this anymore. Why do you think California is strongly Democratic now? It used to be a Republican state. Well, look at the illegal aliens. It really is probably the source of the California switching to the Democrat side. So Tucker is very eloquent in summing up that the Democrats support illegal immigration now and them becoming citizens just to get power and votes. Charles Krautheimer's PragerU video about illegal immigration is brilliant, and it's the solution. Build the wall, okay? Because if you don't build the wall, we build the wall, and then those illegal immigrants who are here can be legalized, all right? But they do not get the right to vote. But their children would get that right. That's the compromise. Okay, but if we have a wall and we restrict illegal immigration with a wall and other techniques with the work requirement, e-verify, or something like that. So you have to work, you have to be a citizen to work. So these with strict control of our borders, and people who expire on their visas, their student visas, they gotta go home. Okay, so many overstay that. These things have just not been enforced, and that's why we have 20 million illegal immigrants. I want to mention this great article from the American Spectator that talks just about this, and this is from Dov Fisher. As the caravan approaches, there probably will be blood. I think he's really true. This is really true. And he starts, there seems no way that a caravan of 4,000 to 14,000 migrants approaching our southern border is going to end without blood being shed. There probably will be blood. And while the debate over man-made climate change is far from over, the debate over the wall is finally over. The wall finally must be built. I think he's really right. So why? Okay, look at Israel. I've mentioned that before. Look at how Hamas murders all these people. And so what did Israel do? They put up a wall at the Gaza Strip. Okay, has it been bloody? Oh, it's been bloody. Oh, yeah, they'll burn tires and they'll lob missiles over. They'll rush the wall. They'll try to break through and they get shot. And then all the pictures of the people who got shot are posted all around the world. And of course, all the libtards from Europe will condemn us. I mean, Europe, they're so squishy on this. So squishy on this. It's really frustrating. He mentions in this article that 116,456 boys died in World War I. American boys died for Europe. And then 405,399 died in World War II. Okay, so America, yeah, we're going to do it. He criticizes Europe. Europe is having their own immigration problems. Look, Angela Merkel is in trouble. She's out. She's going to be driven out. She's no longer the leader of her political party. So big changes. So this hoard continues to go. I mean, there are pictures and video of these guys throwing rocks at police. This is just really unbelievable. They're totally out of control. It's really sad. It's very sad, and I love how Donald is standing up and being tough on this and trying to get them to turn around. I think I mentioned yesterday, 2 Hondurans were shooting at the federal police. They were arrested, deported, goodbye. So incredible. I think that Donald is totally right on this. I think he's doing really, really well on this issue of immigration. Notice what Donald is doing when he's endorsing other candidates. He's sticking to issues. He's sticking to just core issues. He'll talk about how a candidate is tough on crime, how they're pro-military, pro-American military vet, that they might be honest. These are things that he really, and pro-Second Amendment, these are things that he's really sticking to. This is really smart. This is what Newt Gingrich said you win. You get your ideas and your plan, and you keep hammering on those ideas, which are popular with Americans. And all of these things are popular with Americans. Kneeling on the American flag or during the national anthem, do you think that's popular? That is not a popular idea. You think you're going to win Ohio with ideas like that? No, you might win New York City or LA. You're not going to win Ohio. You're not going to win Kentucky. I can tell you right now, it's not going to happen. So the Donald is really sticking with popular things. And getting back to Pittsburgh, to accuse him of being an anti-Semite is just preposterous. Train stations in Israel named after him, moving the embassy to Jerusalem and the capital, and recognizing Jerusalem as the capital. Yes, this is awesome stuff. Yeah. I think Donald really knows how to use the power. He was the CEO of his big company. He knows how to run a company, and he's using those techniques and that leadership to run the country. I love it. I think he's doing great. I'm proud to be wearing my Trump socks today. Yes, yes. Very happy to be wearing my West Point shirt. Yes, very pro-military. So I give him a lot of credit for that. It's really awesome. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday. I think, oh yeah, I did mention yesterday another gaffe by HRC and more people on the left. Candace Owens has been calling out HRC when she got confused. The moderator got confused between like Eric Holder and some other black person, and HRC said, well, yeah, it's hard to really tell them apart. Okay, whatever. What stupid comment. But it really, I think Candace Owens and Kanye West, I mean, this is really huge what's going on here. They're calling it the Blaxit. And then this is a lot of people of color are fed up with the Democrat Party. It's hashtag walk away. It's really exciting. And the Donald is in the thick of this and really encouraging this, of course. We want more people to be Republicans. We want to invite everybody to join with us. I'm not even giving up my friend at work. I'm trying to find common ground. She says, you're trying to find some common ground that where I support Trump. I go, I know you do. I just have to find the right thing. She's just doing ad hominem attacks, but she's a very good person. I know that there'll be some issues that the Donald supports that she can support too. She just lets all of this ad hominem attacks just cloud her thinking. I don't know. I'm just working on that. It's fun. It's fun. I wanted to close the show with a quote from Dieter F. Uchtdorf. The healing hands of Jesus Christ reach out to all who seek him. I have come to know without a doubt that believing and loving God and his children and striving to follow Christ can change our hearts, soften our pain, and fill our souls with exceedingly great joy. Thank you so much for listening. This is Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show, copyright 2018. You can subscribe at iTunes or SoundCloud or at the Philip Koerper Show at YouTube. Have a great day. Thanks.